I stopped to consider that we frequently look for answers where there are no questions and search for solutions where there are no problems. The curious thing is that in the process of this search, we forget that the true answer lies within ourselves, in the form of faith. Faith, yes, that which surpasses words and reveals itself in moments when logic fades away. And why is this faith so powerful? It's because it offers rewards that aren't always visible to the naked eye, but come in a unique way. However, be careful. This is not an empty promise, that it's a fact that few people understand. Whoever lives by it discovers a peace that defies all understanding and a prosperity that comes from transformation rather than numbers. The faith that opens doors that the eyes cannot see, but that the heart can sense. It's fascinating how it leads us down paths of abundance and protection, filling even the simplest moments with a sense of purpose and positive energy. Many people use talismans and rituals to reinforce this belief, visualizing the desired outcome and repeating statements of prosperity. However, faith transcends symbols. It is a daily practice that manifests in every action, strengthening our inner power and fostering continuous personal growth. By the way, have you noticed how some people seem to possess an unshakable aura of confidence? It's working behind the scenes, silent yet powerful, carrying an invisible talisman that protects the mind from doubts and the heart from discouragement is what it means to have faith. We see resilience and trust as key pillars in the stories of those who persisted, even when results were not immediately visible. Consider the feeling of being in a difficult situation and yet experiencing a comforting everything will be all right sense. This is the energy protection that only faith provides. In times of uncertainty, visualization and meditation techniques can help strengthen this spiritual connection. Last but not least, who doesn't repeat, even if unconsciously, those affirming phrases that seem to envelop the mind and the heart? Faith also turns small actions into big opportunities. It encourages us to act with purpose, believing that prosperity is present at every corner. Consider that friend or family member who went through a difficult time and, despite it all, maintained a grateful and confident attitude. The result? Even in the face of hardship, there is transformation and creativity. My goal is to shed my doubts in order to discover a type of peace that goes beyond logic. And among us, isn't it fascinating how the greatest surprises show up when we relinquish control and trust in something bigger? In addition to rewarding us with tangible rewards, such as an unexpected solution or a moment of solace, faith also provides us with intangible fruits. We are talking about that inner peace, the tranquility that enables us to face life with a calmer perspective. It is the force that makes us see simplicity as a blessing and gratitude as a daily practice. In this view, abundance lies not only in material achievements, but also in the richness of experiences that shape us. Obviously, this leads us to an even deeper place where God's peace reigns. The peace of God is that indescribable feeling that arises when the mind is in turmoil, but the heart remains silent. This peace, the result of an unbreakable faith, transcends all human understanding and appears at the most unexpected times. It's like discovering a refuge in the middle of the storm, where the energy protection is so strong that all fear and doubt dissipate. Many people recommend simple rituals and daily meditation practices, such as repeating affirmations of gratitude and positivity, to achieve this peace. According to spirituality, it is an invisible talisman that is filled with intentions and symbols that quiet the spirit. When speaking of God's peace, it is impossible to overlook how closely it is linked to trust and resilience. In times of uncertainty, having this peace means knowing that, even though things seem to be out of control, a stronger force is guiding every move. It's the feeling that, despite life's challenges, each person has a purpose for growth over time. It is always crucial to remember that this state of tranquility is not caused by anything. It is cultivated by daily practices that connect the individual to an unbreakable source of energy and protection. Why not try a simple ritual of visualizing your journey while repeating, I trust the path that has been given to me. In many traditions, the peace of God is likened to the warmth of an embrace on a cold day, welcoming, secure, and full of meaning. This energy is expressed in the practice of self-help and in interactions with the community. A heartfelt prayer in the morning, a deep conversation with friends who share similar beliefs, or a moment of contemplative silence can all be small steps toward opening this door to peace. Even a simple habit, like wearing a symbol of faith, might help remind you of that peace throughout the day. Simplicity is one of the most distinctive features of God's peace. Not much is needed to experience it. Only a clear intention and the willingness to let that divine force work in you. As a result, many people report that by practicing personal development centered on gratitude and spirituality, they are able to maintain their composure in the face of challenges. This peace is not just a temporary state of bliss. It is a transformation that permeates all aspects of life. Additionally, this transformation prepares us to understand the examples of rewarded faith that inspire us. When we consider faith rewarded, it is nearly impossible to forget Abraham's story. His willingness to sacrifice Isaac, fully trusting in divine providence, is an example that transcends generations. It teaches us that, often, it is necessary to let go of control in order to experience true prosperity. Abraham proceeded with pure intent, confident that God would provide a solution. It's like blindly trusting a path that seems uncertain, but in reality, offers unquestionable protection and abundance. Who has never faced a challenge that required such complete dedication, even without seeing the end of the road? Abraham's reward was more than just material. It was a declaration that the divine kingdom contained invisible gates. This story highlights the significance of symbols and rituals that strengthen our trust. To keep this flame accessible, it can be helpful to visualize positive scenarios and carry a faith amulet, which could be a word, an object, or a symbol of inner strength. Remember that true transformation occurs when we realize that faith is the bridge connecting intention and reality. How many times have you been in doubt, but you kept on believing, and in the end, the outcome turned out to be an unexpected blessing? The rewarded faith is not only about big results, but also about everyday small victories. Details like finding a solution at a crucial moment or receiving support when needed are examples of how divine provision manifests itself. It is the kind of energetic protection that only a person who lives by faith can explain. This force works silently, but has a significant impact. Want a practical example? Adopting a practice of gratitude and resilience, acknowledging your blessings, is an effective way to attract more positivity and opportunities in life. The story of Abraham and many other biblical figures invites us to reflect on the simplicity and power of small acts of faith. They show us that it's not just the size of our belief that matters, but also the consistency and sincerity with which we implement it in our daily lives. A morning prayer, a silent thank you before going to bed, or even helping someone without expecting a reward are all actions that strengthen this rewarding faith. With this foundation, we prepare ourselves to better understand the divine provision that is always present, waiting to be activated by our trust. The divine provision is an unfathomable source of energy that emerges during our most unexpected moments. A classic example of this truth is the story of the widow of Sarepta. With her last resources, she shared with the prophet Elijah, demonstrating an unbreakable faith with just a bit of flour and a small amount of oil. The result? This act was crucial for abundance to manifest in her life, ensuring sustenance throughout the entire period of famine. This story reminds us that when we act with intention and trust, God's protection takes forms we cannot predict. Finally, who has not been moved by the unexpected event that occurred, wondering how the universe might be working in their favor? Beyond the material, divine provision is an expression of care and presence that brings comfort and security. This daily practice of trusting something greater allows gratitude to blossom even in our toughest moments. It's like carrying an inner strength talisman that helps us see opportunities while guiding us through challenges. The spirituality and simplicity of recognizing small daily miracles reinforce this trust. What would it mean to pause for a moment and be grateful for unexpected support or a solution that arises at the perfect moment? These details serve as reminders that positive energy is always flowing in favor of those who believe. It can seem difficult to maintain the perception that divine provision is within reach in modern life. However, just like the widow of Sarepta, rituals that preserve this belief can be practiced. One practical example is setting up a meditation space where prosperity statements and visualizations can shape the mind to trust in God. Another idea is to keep a list of daily blessings, recognizing everything that happens positively, even if it's not as good as it seems. As time passes, this practice reinforces the belief that abundance and protection are not only historical concepts, but also contemporary and tangible realities. God's provision teaches us to see beyond the visible and to have a faith that is both tangible and transcendent. The idea is that even when it seems like resources are running low, something bigger is working behind the scenes and coming up with a solution. It is a self-help practice that not only calms the mind, but also inspires practical actions, such as sharing what one has and believing that divine reciprocity never fails. This results in a cycle of growth and transformation where every moment of life is accompanied by an endless supply of opportunities and blessings. And it is this understanding that prepares us to explore the eternal promises that await those who maintain this confidence. The greatest reward that faith can provide is the eternal promises of God. They symbolize not only eternal life, but also spiritual prosperity that surpasses all earthly understanding. Jesus' faith is like a key that unblocks this boundless abundance, where peace and energetic protection remain constant even during difficult times. Conveniently, knowing that there is something more to look forward to is a comfort to those who face daily challenges. When one has this confidence, life becomes a journey of growth, with each step being guided by a clear and constructive intention. The most important of these promises is eternal life, without a doubt. It is a vision that not only inspires hope, but also changes how people approach challenges. With this perspective, individuals can face both good and bad times with resilience, knowing that the end of the journey is a reward that no one can take away. Imagine living with the certainty that, despite all the struggles, spiritual abundance is waiting on the other side. This creates a solid internal foundation that helps one endure the trials of life. It's no wonder that many turn to meditation and gratitude rituals to keep this faith alive and present in their daily routines. The eternal promises also manifest in practical and everyday aspects. They encourage the daily practice of values aligned with positivity and the well-being of the community. Every act of kindness and generosity strengthens this connection with the divine, fostering an atmosphere of trust and mutual understanding. It's like planting seeds that, over time, grow into enriching experiences and a life filled with opportunities. If you have ever helped someone and felt an indescribable sense of joy, you have already experienced this promise in action. It's interesting to note that, even though the results are not seen right away, God's promises provide everyone with a boost of energy. To have faith is to carry with you a symbol of hope, a continual reminder that the journey has a purpose. Visualization and affirmation techniques can be powerful tools to support this belief. A straightforward example would be to repeat upon waking, "I am guided by a higher light that leads me to the right path." As a result, spirituality ceases to be merely a belief and transforms into a way of living that is timeless. And naturally, this journey leads us to understand the spiritual growth that is necessary for us to fully experience this promise. Spiritual growth is an ongoing process where each stage of life strengthens the connection to God and broadens our understanding of the world. This evolution does not happen overnight. It is the result of daily practices that range from moments of introspection and meditation to living out rituals of gratitude and protection. It is through this practice that faith ceases to be merely an idea and becomes a motivating force that guides every decision. And over time, this force shapes a resilient and confident mindset that makes all the difference in our daily challenges. Spiritual development involves recognizing the small victories and lessons of daily life. This can be as simple as taking a moment to breathe deeply and express gratitude for the positive energy that surrounds life. This simplicity is the key to reaching a higher level of consciousness, where gratitude becomes a daily practice that nourishes the soul. Anyone who practices visualization and repeats affirmations of prosperity and protection knows how these actions can open doors, bringing growth and opportunities that once seemed unattainable. It's crucial to remember that spiritual growth can also occur in the face of adversity. It is when we encounter obstacles that our true internal strength is revealed. The resilience that arises at these times is not by chance, but the result of a continuous practice of faith and self-confidence. Imagine a moment when everything seems to be falling apart, but instead of succumbing to despair, you find a way to envision a better future and act with positive intent. It's as if spirituality blends with self-help and becomes an invisible talisman that accompanies every step. Another crucial element of spiritual growth is connection with the community. Being surrounded by individuals who share the same beliefs and values strengthens faith and creates a circle of support and protection. Engaging in meetings, sharing experiences, and developing group rituals are ways to turn spiritual journeys into something tangible and enriching. This sense of community not only fosters deeper personal growth, but also strengthens spirituality as a factor of transformation and mutual trust. In essence, spiritual growth is a journey that manifests itself in all facets of life. It is a daily practice that feeds positive energy, encourages abundance, and keeps the mind and heart open to the opportunities and blessings the world has to offer. With this firm foundation, life is transformed into a realm of prosperity where faith and spirituality work together to create a future where everything is possible. So, how can you implement all of this knowledge in your life? It begins with the daily practice of reaffirming your faith, confidently visualizing your intentions, and staying open to the opportunities that come your way. Ask yourself, am I ready to let faith guide my actions? Am I willing to connect with my spirituality and allow it to transform my reality? Remember, faith is an active process that requires consistent effort and practice, yet it promises eternal rewards and a life of abundance. I'm with you now. Are you ready to change your life and discover all the potential that faith has to offer? Don't hesitate to share your experiences and insights. To continue learning more like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. May your journey be filled with growth, protection, and blessings.